Pregame.com.
What are the odds of a perfect March Madness bracket? We're here to break it down, and this is going to be fun. All right, this is fun stuff. You know, it's been a few years I've been doing this, and each year I add another little thing. So let's talk about it. One is, listen, no one knows quite for sure. No one knows exactly what the odds of picking each given game are. So in a way, the number of possible brackets are different than the odds of picking a perfect bracket. Is in theory, you know the number ones have a better chance of winning than the number of 16s. So this is more a discussion of the number of possible brackets. Now, that number, 9.2 quintillion.
That's your bank account, isn't it?
I wish. I wish. One day.
Would you buy lunch then?
Yeah, well. That is 9 with 18 zeros. 5 sets of 3 zeros.
Okay.
All right. But let's put this into perspective a little bit. All right. If everyone on the planet each randomly filled out a bracket, all right, the odds would be 1 billion to 1 against anyone having a perfect bracket.
That's everybody.
Everyone. All the Chinese, everyone.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, number 2. If one bracket per second were filled out, all right, it would take 292 trillion years to fill out all possible brackets. That's only 20 times longer than the universe has existed.
Wow.
All right. Number 3. This is wow.
Yes.
If all the people on Earth filled out one bracket per second, so you've got all those people, the Chinese, all of them, right? They're filling out one bracket a second. It takes 43 years to fill out every possible bracket. All right, number 4. If all possible brackets were stacked on top of each other on standard paper, the power would reach from the moon and back. All right, so here to the moon and back 1.1 million times. Are you Dust, are you cutting to his head shakes and stuff? All right.
When you're all done, I have one question.
Number 5, all possible brackets, again on standard paper, would weigh 90,000 times heavier than every man, woman, and child on Earth. Now listen, I put a few pounds on since I did this, so that might have to be slightly adjusted. But that said, that's pretty close. What was your comment?
My question, you crunched all these numbers this weekend?
No, over the last few years.
I got to get up my phone. I want to call the florist and send his wife flowers because she.
You you ever hear the saying? I'm like something like a poker widow or something. Yeah. So now here's the thing. At the beginning, we talked about how 16s are easier to pick, to lose. Even if you had a 90% chance of picking every game, 90%, it still would be 763 to 1. Against picking a perfect bracket. And here's the thing, this doesn't even account for the 4 playing games. If you actually wanted to account for them, which most brackets don't, they just say whoever that winner is advances. In that case, you would multiply all of these numbers times 16. Now a lot of people might not know this because we get a lot of new people all the time. Marco, not last baseball season, but the season before, won 25 straight baseball games. And he never laid over 120. More than half were underdogs. Yeah. Never laid over 120. The odds of that were 42 million to 1. So he, let's be honest, he's happy about that.
That number, that one hits me.
So these are hardly the only numbers that make those look small.
Yeah. You know how like in the old spoofs, they used to say that, if somebody had a little quick trigger that they would like in their head when they were doing the deed, do baseball stats that make them last longer. I'm going to use these stats if I ever hit that stage.
Hey, Dustin, make a note. We need to get Mark a new writer for his little All right, guys, this was a little bit of fun. Remember, we also did a video on bracket picking tips. There's 14 of them, and really they're rules, and if you break them, you're minimizing your chance of winning your bracket. Check that out at pregame.tv. And additionally, you can get all of the videos on the individual games that a number of our pros are doing, including Marco, Vegas Runner, Scott Spreitzer, Steven Nover, Brian Leonard. Check that out, pregame.tv. Talk to you then.